Hi, Jonathan. This is Jackie. I'm the librarian here at the Pendleton campus of Blue Mountain Community College. And generally, when somebody emails me or is from offsite, I make these videos to kind of walk them through our databases. So you emailed me and you had a question about finding resources in our databases about dog care, and you were happy taking that in a lot of different directions, whether it was from nutrition, it sounds like. I don't know, grooming, nutrition, any of those ideas that you might think of with healthcare and your dogs. We can do a basic search on that. If you find there's too much, you might want to narrow it down to senior dog care, puppy care, things like that might be helpful. If there's a certain condition you're thinking of, you might want to start thinking about that as well, because dog care is a pretty big topic. From our library homepage, it sounds like you've gone through the databases, so I'm assuming you know how to get to our library homepage. You just click here from the college homepage, and it sounds like you know how to get to our databases, and so that's where I'm going to go as well. I'm going to click on library databases, and I tend to use top library databases. Since your topic is not really what I'd consider a hot topic that you would normally find in Opposing Viewpoints or CQ, we're going to do a search in I'll do two, one in academic one file, so you can see what that looks like, and then I'll do also one in our EBSCO databases. So I'll start with this one. And you can start very basic if you'd like. I think that often is good. Dog care, you might want dog health, you might, again, canine care might be different as well. So just something to keep in mind. What are some other words that you might think of? Dog care versus canine care might make a huge difference. And we can just start with a basic search, because then I'll show you how to filter that. So what comes up first is dog care. These, in this database, the default is academic journals. If you don't need academic journals for your papers, you can definitely click on magazines. Magazines are going to be things more like, this is from a journal called Whole Dog Journal. It's going to be from things like Maclean's Magazine or Prairie Publishers Weekly, Time Magazine, Outdoor Life. Familiar titles, where academic journals might be more that medical, like veterinary dog care. So we came up with quite a few results, about 1,500. So you might at this point decide you do want to limit it down to specific issues like, I don't know, health or flea and ticks or something like that. Maybe let's type in fleas, fleas and ticks. And we're down to about 38 articles. If you do a narrow down like that, a scoping, and you want to undo it, that's just right here. You just click this X. You can see the word fleas. If I take that out, that takes me back to my original search. So if I want to do not just fleas, but I want to do, nutrition and feeding, you could certainly do that. So that's one way to narrow the search, even when you start with a big search like dog care. I'm going to X out of here, because I want to also show you down here, you can click on different subject headings. So if you're really interested more in looking at dog diseases or, animal welfare, you can certainly do that by clicking on any of these. There's also this kind of fun topic finder wheel. It comes up first as tiles. I like clicking on wheel, but you can look and see, is there anything specific on, do you want to look at natural pet care? Well, this will take you to 6 articles focused on natural pet care. So anyway, going back, and I'm just clicking the back arrow. Say you find a car, an article that you want. What you'll do is click on the title. I'm just picking one. You'll see the title here. You'll see the whole article here. Puppy, that sort of thing. And what some tools are that are really helpful is, one, you can send this to your Google Drive. If you have a Gmail account on Google Drive, you can do that. It's super easy. There's these really great citation tools. So if you're using this for an writing course, you would use MLA. You probably wouldn't use the URL, but double check with your instructor. If you're in a communications class, you'd use APA, because that's what that discipline uses, and there it is. I always just tend to copy and paste these into a Word document. So really, in a nutshell, you can email these to yourself, that sort of thing. You can download a PDF and save it to, a flash drive. You have a lot of options of once you find something. But it's really just, I find that's the easiest, just starting with a basic search and then using these tools, starting with your dog care as your basic search, and using these tools on the side to start filtering down. But that depends on you and how you like to search. Everybody's a little different. Going back to our library homepage and library databases, clicking on top library databases again, we were just looking at Gale. We're now going to look at EBSCO. And so it's a little bit different looking. One thing is it starts out with this basic academic search complete. That is a database that kind of covers a lot of different topics. Let me show you what I just did. I clicked on choose databases, and I did that because there's a lot of other topics that might be interesting as well. There's a health source one that might include pet health care, so that might be interesting. There is one on, there's actually one on agriculture, but I'm going to also click on Master File Premier because that includes more of those popular magazines like Time and such. But there's a ton here. There's stuff if you're doing research on business. There's a business database. We have ERIC is an education database. So you can really narrow down based on what your subject area is. But for this, I think health is plenty. So again, same thing. We can start with dog care. If you wanted to build anything else like your ANDs at this point, you certainly could. Like if you wanted to add and nutrition or and senior or elder dogs, dog. You could do even dog or canine or puppy at one time. You could do that. Nutrition. You could certainly do that. Nutrition and health, nutrition and exercise. Nutrition or diet or food or nourishment or food intake or eating, anything you can think of. And when we click search, here's a ton of articles that come up. So this database has the same filters, they just happen to be on the left-hand side rather than the right. And one thing I think is helpful is right away you can, go forward in time. So you might want to go to the last, few years of, pet care. Don't want anything too old. Similar, you can limit to different subject areas. So if you wanted to focus specifically on dog food, you could do that, and you can look at, dogs and weight loss. You can look at, replacing meat brand, different kinds of food. Ooh, environmental impacts of food consumption by dogs and cats. Interesting. But it's similar if you, this is narrowing down, it's not giving you what you want, you can unclick that at any time. And, we have a lot of kind of academic looking journals here. You could focus in on Master File Premier if you wanted to, or the Health Source Consumer Edition, and get some things that are a little bit more readable. So from, wolf to wolf, that's a big popular thing. So similar, this talks about evolution of dogs, probably talking about sniffing out food and such. Let's just pretend this is an article that you want. To get articles in EBSCO, you would go here to the left, and it's either going to be in HTML or PDF format, but both formats will be over here on the left, and you would just click on that link to get to the entire article. In this case, since it's an HTML, it's just looking like this. If it was a PDF, it would open up in a second window. On the right-hand side of the screen are similar things. So, help with your citation. Click here and scroll down. Again, if you're in a communications class, it's APA. If you're in a writing class, it's MLA right here. You can add these to a Google Drive. It's a little bit more clunky with EBSCO, but you can add it to Google Drive. The add to folder feature is a little, I wouldn't use that. You have to actually create an account with an EBSCO, which you can, and it is free. You just sign in, but you would have to do that before you start adding to a folder. But again, same thing. You can email it to yourself, save it to a flash drive. So it's really just kind of playing with the terms. So again, we did, dog, canine, or puppy, but if you wanted to, just change it up, and you can do that right now, just to grooming, for example, and hit search. And, we're down to 73 articles that look at that sort of thing. So anyway, so I hope that helps. You should be able to find plenty, I think, but let me know if you're still not finding what you're looking for, and we'll talk and maybe compare your keywords. Okay, but you have my email, so just email me if you need anything. Okay, take care.